Hello, and welcome to St. Mark's Advent Adventure with Deacon Ron and myself. Today, I want to, on this Tuesday of the first week of Advent, reflect on the first reading that's a part of the liturgy today. And it has this wonderful passage from Isaiah 11, verses 1 to 10. And it's a passage that we're going to use and hear a couple of times during Advent. But I just want to read the opening line for you as it starts off. It says, "On that day, a shoot shall sprout from the stump of Jesse, and from his root a bud shall blossom." What Isaiah is talking about is the fact that David had been promised from the beginning of his kingdom that one of his sons would succeed him as king. And that was true. The kingdom of Judah had part of the Davidic line all the way through a king by the name of Jeconiah. And in 587, he was carried off into exile. From that point on, the kingdom of David came to an end. Well, that meant that the family tree of Jesse, who was the father of David, had been cut down. That promise seemed to be void. And what Isaiah says is, no. God will keep his promise. And that stump will come to life again. It'll send up a shoot, it'll bud, it'll blossom, and it'll become something even greater. In fact, that passage goes on to say that when this happens, the world will be different. It talks about the lion and the lamb shall be guests of each other. That the lion will eat hay and will be able to be with any of the other animals, that a child will be able to lay his hand on the adder's, the snake's lair, and not be harmed. It's about a whole different world. And it all comes from that family tree of Jesse. Jesus, we know, is the one that was promised. And he's the one that brings about this changed world, this new society, this new way of living in our world. But I want to point out that you and I are a part of that too. Because by our baptism into Christ, we've both been baptized into that family tree. And you and I have a part in bringing about that new world that Isaiah speaks of. Today, as we reflect on that shoot that will sprout, we remember that you and I are a part of that. And how will we share that promise of the kingdom in a way that will help change the world today?